Today I'm talking about the practice of silence and solitude. The practice of silence and solitude is really a response to God's invitation. He invites us to come and find a place of rest because He knows that we're weary and that we're burdened. And we know that Jesus practiced this. He took time to get away, sometimes by Himself, sometimes with His disciples, teaching them to do the same. Practicing silence and solitude is countercultural. We live in such a fast-paced world, and it's all about productivity and efficiency and being busy and getting the most out of your time. We're always doing, and it's very hard to just be. And I look at silence and solitude as a way of taking time, maybe only 5 minutes in the day, but it's taking time to come apart from all of that and to just be with God. Henry Nouwen says, "In solitude, I get rid of my scaffolding. No friends to talk with, no telephone calls to make, no meetings to attend, no music to entertain, no books to distract. It's just me, naked, vulnerable, weak, sinful, deprived, broken, nothing. It's this nothingness that I have to face in my solitude." And he says the nothingness is sometimes so dreadful that everything within him makes him want to run back to his friends, to his work, to his distractions, so that he doesn't have to face that. And that's part of, I think, the woundedness and the bare essence of ourselves that we bring to God. And yet it's not a surprise to Him, and He brings healing into those places. When I first started practicing this, I was bombarded with thoughts and distractions. And some of them were fleeting. I could just kind of throw them away. Things like, what am I going to do today? What's on my grocery list? But some of them were things that I did need to pay attention to because they were things in my soul that God was bringing up. And God was helping me to see that, for example, I was still trying to prove myself to Him. And that I felt, for example, that I needed to apologize every time I came into His presence. I became more and more aware of my tendencies to rely on myself rather than on Him. And I like the way one writer puts it. She said, "It's coming to God because we are desperate to know God beyond what we can do for Him. It's a place where we just come and sit and we're surrounded by His love." So slowly, as I kept practicing, God kept meeting me right where I was, and He would reveal things to me very gently and show things to me, but always with the knowledge that His love was underneath me and all around me. And this has really been a transformative practice in my life. It's changed the way that I look at myself and the way that I understand and experience God's love. Ruth Haley Barton writes about meeting God in silence. And she says to face yourself as you really are and let God help you. So rather than hiding from God or denying who we are or trying to control what others think of us, allow the truth of who you are to surface during these times of silence and solitude. Face the reality of the person that you see, flaws and all, and then let God work on you. And He's gentle, and He draws us into becoming really the person that He created us to be. And she says, use whatever painful new knowledge you've gained about yourself to repent from sin and to grow closer to God. And with the confidence that He will help you every step of the way. Keep in mind that God is for you, He's with you, and He's in you when you open yourself up to His powerful presence. There are many ways to practice silence and solitude. Sometimes it might be an extended period of time, like going to a retreat center like Kingswold and devoting a day or two just to simply go for walks, to enjoy creation, take a nap, to pray, to journal, just to think and reflect. But we're talking a little bit more right now about developing a practice of silence that can happen daily or weekly. And I'm just going to list 6 short things, and you'll have a handout that will explain more to you. But briefly, 1, find a place. I call it my sacred space. It's my little chair in my bedroom, and my husband is not allowed to throw his clothes on that chair because it's my sacred space. And it's a place where you can be removed from distractions and where you can sit comfortably. Sometimes it's helpful, number 2, just to be aware of your own breathing, just to slow it down and breathe naturally in and out, and even to let the rhythm of that remind you that your very life and breath is from God and that He's present with you. 3, offer yourself to God, let go of your cares and your worries. 4, you might want to close your eyes or lower your eyes to the ground. Again, it's about removing distractions from you. If I look at my dresser, I know that I need to dust, so I don't look at it. Use your imagination. You might want to picture yourself sitting side by side with Jesus on a hillside overlooking a lake. And you're just sitting in companionable silence, and you can just rest in His presence. You might want to have a phrase or a verse that helps you to focus. It might be something as simple as, "Here I am," or "You are here. Be still and know that I am God." There are lots of directions you can go with that. When you find yourself distracted, don't fret. Just let it go and don't beat yourself up. Release those thoughts and gently return back to God again. Once you push through that initial discomfort and the awkwardness and all the distractions, you will find that it brings you a wonderful sense of refreshment from being in God's presence. It brings a perspective of all is well because God has got this. He's here, and I sense that. You'll experience His peace that transcends all understanding and that guards your heart and your mind in Jesus. And even when we're in a stressful situation or circumstance, it's helpful to do this practice because we can come back to that center and be reminded of that stillness of soul that is just flowing in the river of God's love. And we come to this place of peace just by training with Jesus, by having those moments of solitude and silence. So you might want to start with 2 minutes. You might want to set the timer, and that's fine. Start small and just see where God takes you with it. May God give you lots of grace for yourself and patience as you seek Him in this way. And I know that He'll be found